Damian, obviously this isn't a regular season game and it's not a playoff game. Would you consider this game somewhere in the middle? How would you characterize this game, and does it have a playoff type feel?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it's because we all know the season is going to continue regardless of what happens. I don't think it's the same. When you get to the playoffs, you know, like, this is it. Somebody got to go home. In this situation, we're going to go home, but we're going to go home to more games and a still opportunity to be there in the end. So I wouldn't compare it to that, but it's just one of those things where it's an opportunity to be the last man standing, you know, and it's a prize in the end. It's something that could have an impact on a lot of people involved, and we got an opportunity at it. So, you know, when it's high stakes, it's something to be had. You know, it's a super competitive league. It's something different. You know, the opportunity to just be here in Vegas in the middle of the season is different. Everything that's gone into it, I think, it makes it what it is, and it gives that excitement and that different level of competition and care, you know, that you don't usually get in December in the NBA season. So I think it's doing what it's supposed to do. You know, a lot of teams who probably didn't appreciate it in the first one or two in-season tournament games are probably wishing, like, man, we should have took this a little more serious for this opportunity.
Eric, second row.
What was it like pulling into Vegas in the middle of December? Like, what were you thinking as the plane pulls up last night?
Man, I was like, Vegas in December, this is different. Like, you see all the hotels when we pull up, it's like, man, we actually in Vegas. It's just crazy. Like, what do I do? Do I just go to sleep or what? Like, but it's, like I said, it's doing what it's supposed to do. You know, having an opportunity to be here is almost like a break from the season, but not a break from the season. You know, we get to take a little trip, you know, and have an opportunity to reach a prize that, like I've said before, could impact a lot of our younger teammates and our staff. You know, it could do something for people, and we can also build on it as a team. You know, I think this is a confidence builder, and it just feels good. You know, being here just feels good for our team, and I think for us individually, it's something to be had.
Joe, here in front.
Hey, Dame. I've been asking players and coaches today that if they won on Saturday, how they would want their teams to celebrate. Like, would you like to see a banner, that kind of thing? So you could answer that. Or, more broadly speaking, having not won an NBA Finals yet, what a win in an in-season tournament, the first ever, what that would mean to somebody like you.
I mean, I wouldn't expect a banner. You know, I think whoever wins it is going to go down in history as the first person to win it. You know, I think that's the beauty in that. But I'll just take the money. You know what I mean? Give us what we came here for, and that'll be great. But to win the cup, it'll be a great thing for our team. Like I said, obviously we here to win it regardless, just as competitors and people who love the game. But I don't know, man. I think as far as a celebration, you just continue to build on it and take it for what it is. We the last team standing in this specific competition, and it'll be something for us to build on. But for me personally, it's not going to be like, oh, we won something. You know, like I'm interested in winning in June more than anything. But like I said, this is a great opportunity for us to accomplish something that's happening for the first time, and also something for us to build on. I don't know yet. I mean, I ain't just gonna go blow it or nothing, but I got a few people that could probably use some assistance, you know, and I think it would feel like it's not coming directly out of my pocket, you know what I mean? So I probably look out for a few people.
On your left, Rachel.
Hey, how you doing?
For a team like you guys who are trying to get it all done in one season,
Yeah.
you know, all the chemistry changes, everything, and then get to the end of June, the only team to change its starting lineup to win the title in the last 20 years is the 2004 Pistons. Rasheed Wallace came in midseason, and they were able to win. You didn't come in quite midseason, but right at the start. To win something like this, to have been in a game with stakes, would that, do you think, prepare you guys, this particular Bucks team, for the playoffs in a way that maybe 2 or 3 years from now it wouldn't make the same difference?
I don't know. I have a hard time saying that, this situation is going to prepare us for the playoffs because that's just a different thing. But I think it's a part of that process, of us just being together. I think that's going to be the number one thing is us just being together, continuing to get to know each other. And more so than something being at stake, I think is just being in those moments, where we develop trust and comfort with each other. And over time, I think that's what it's going to be. But I think one thing that we have on our side is our experience. It's not like I'm coming in here as a 5th or 6th year player. None of our guys are 24 or 25 that, are coming into this situation. And we understand what it takes. We all have the experience. We all have the ability. And I think our personalities go well together as well. So I think in time, everything will come together as it should, and we'll have as good of a chance as anybody.
Tim and Jim, last 2 questions in here.
As somebody who, you've obviously been through the league a bunch of years now, obviously the first time through this, what are some things you'd like to see tweaked or changed about this that could potentially improve it for next year across the whole?
I would like to see better designs for the courts. That's one thing. I'm not sure right now what else I would change. I think the format is pretty solid. I think it's something that was well thought out. It's not much that I would change off the top of my head. I'm sure when I walk away, it'll probably be a couple of things I could think of, but I think it's pretty solid. The only thing that I would think of is just the prize. Like, what can we do to up the prize? So that's it.
Does that mean more money, or does that mean from a team standpoint, whether it's a playoff spot or some other thing like that, to potentially raise the stakes a little bit more?
Money. I mean, that's how you're going to get people to sweeten the pot, But you can't, I wouldn't say give somebody a playoff spot based off of this. A lot of things can change from now until playoff time.
Jim, last question right here.
Damian, Tyrese earlier had mentioned your pick and roll with Brook and Giannis being an option off of that. I guess, what have you liked about working with Brook in that action, and how has that maybe become something maybe not a whole lot of people really talk about, but it seems like it's becoming a staple to a degree?
I think it's between me and Brook is just a lot of communication about it. A lot of times we end up in the locker room at the same time. When we going through like our warm up, we end up standing there. Like me and him just organically having a lot of conversation, since I've been here. But also I think a lot of times where we run in the most pick and roll is when it's in the second group when me and Brook is in the game together. And, he's just always coming up to me like, you want me to change the angle? You want me to set it higher? You want me to just, set random screens? So it's just the communication. And I think me playing off of him, the way his guy is standing in front of me and he's getting, wide open threes, or he's diving down the middle and he's right at the rim. I think, the communication and him seeing how much he'll benefit from it, and how much it can help our team is, is just flowing a little bit better.